Alright, magandang umaga po at magandang gabi sa lahat ng ating mga kaibigan sa Global Nurse TV. Ang ating pong bisita, walang iba kundi si Sir. Sir Francis Encilla. Siya pa isang combat medic nurse corps sa Philippine Army. At ngayon po ay nasa process na ang kanyang promotion sa Texas bilang isang Texas State Guard for bilang First Lieutenant. Bravo Company. Tama ba, Sir Francis?
Oh, good morning, mate Richard. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's been a while. Finally, we made it.
Oo naman. At salamat sa oras mo, Sir. Ha? Ginising kita ng maaga.
Good morning, Jan. Good morning din dito sa Texas.
Ayun. So, kamusta ka naman, Sir? Kamusta ang order dyan?
I mean, it's been because I've been deployed since January here at the border. You know how it goes with the old local news now. We have to take care of the border. If not, I mean, para hindi makakross lahat ng mga illegal immigrants.
Wow. So, medyo top job, Sir, ngayon. Busy-busy ka dyan.
Oh yes, because I mean we are deployed with the with the National Guard as Joint Task Force. I mean usually the National Guards are deployed federally. Now we're working with them in state level Joint Task Force Lone Star for this mission. And well, it was on my order said prediction of my mission would be from January 2022 until December 2022 or even until next year. So it's a tough one. This is the longest I've had so far.
Yes, sir. So, sir, before that, mag-start tayo dyan. Yung tanong ko lang muna sa iyo, ito yung ating pagiging nurse mo, sir. Okay lang ba?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Yun, yung ba pagiging nurse mo, sir, ay ito ba ginusto mo or ginusto ng parents mo para maging nurse ka? Ano ba storya nito?
It will take me how many? 2 decades, right? 2 decades. High school natin. Yeah, alam mo naman yung trend natin ng araw. It's nurse para maka-abroad tayo. But well, now I've realized hindi lang pagiging gusto maka-abroad eh. I mean, kailangan andun yung passion mo eh. So, well, in short, decided to take nursing sa Pilipinas. And then if you can remember my time na nagpunta tayo sa Fort Bonifacio, right? Kung sino yung mga gustong mag-military nurse, right? So doon lang ay gusto ko to kasi I have to give back to my country. And at the same time, my grandfather during World War II was he fought with the U.S. servicemen during World War II then.
Wow, yeah. So mayroon ka palang background talaga sa pagiging military, ano?
Oh yeah, I mean...
Ay, may bisita tayo dito.
May bisita dyan
Hi, Ricky! Ayun, sir. Oo, hindi nga. Yung ba after ng pagiging pasa natin na nursing exam natin sa Pilipinas, pumasok ka pa agad sa military o hindi muna? Paano ba nangyari yan?
Well, alam mo naman, medyo relax ng konti. So, so after that, I mean, nag-work na ako sa hospital, 7 years, and I find it really boring. You know? Kasi may multitasking eh. So 7 years, 7 to 8 or 9 years na ako nag-work sa hospital, and then 2 years ako nag-serve sa Philippine Army. And then I was commissioned sa Philippine Army as lieutenant, and then I served sa Technical Reserve Group sa APRESCOM, Armed Forces of the Philippines Reserve Command. And kasi mahilig ako sa mga training, alam mo ba 'yon? Then doon parang ako nabubuhayan ng dugo ko pag lagi ako nasa trainings eh. Kasi yung trainings mo sa civilian life, I mean yung yung work schedule mo sa civilian life saka yung training mo outside military, you were able to combine it. Kasi when I was working as a nurse, civilian nurse, most of the time I'm working nights. Bakit? Kasi my fiance then, which is my wife, my ex-girlfriend, now is my wife. She was in Florida, so that in that way, para mag-match kami in time ng ano namin, yung Yahoo chat pa nun, di ba? And then, so, during the weekends naman, nagdi-drill ako sa Camp Aguinaldo. So, na-appreciate ko yung training na yon. At the same time, kahit pagod ka, dahil I want to reach out more to serve our countrymen. I mean, so we're doing a lot of medical missions, and yung highlight ng career ko is during Typhoon Yolanda. So na-deploy kami noon sa Leyte. Okay, so we are escorting relief goods. I think I was assigned with the 6 container relief goods, international good donation from Canada. Yon. So I mean, kung nabalita mo yung Typhoon Yolanda, nako, it was a chaos. Now, so I told my employer na I'll be deploying. Kailan? Bukas na agad. For real?
Wow. Grabe.
Yeah. So ganun sa military, you need to be on the go all the time, especially officer ka. Yeah. Yeah. So we got our orders. We go. I mean, it was a real thing. Is because I mean, in the middle of nowhere, hindi mo alam kung paanong gagawin mo. Siyempre, hindi mo kapatulog. So when the people see uniform, it means okay, we have. I mean, my order to mayroong we are bringing them goods. We are bringing them relief. Yeah. So tumatayo balahibo ko kasi
grabe
time,
ko dun, ano?
Yeah, wala sila. Even yung narinig mo sa kanila, maramdaman mo yung actual na kwento ng encounters nila nung Typhoon Yolanda na yun, which is hindi lahat nasasabi sa news network, you know. So I mean, sabi ko, we are here for peace and order. We are here to deliver you relief goods. So yeah, so it was the turning point that I mean, when you wear the uniform, I mean, it means a lot to them. It means a lot to me. It's because I mean, I was there to reach out for our.
So nakailang days ka dun, sir, sa Leyte?
It is 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Walang ilaw, walang tubig, wala kami walang tulugan. Tulog kami sa bus, tulog kami sa park. I mean, honestly, that's the worst experience I have because, I mean, wala kang liguan eh. Wala kang tubig eh.
Oh, grabe.
So, kung ano yung suot ko ng day 1, yung suot ko until day 7. Hindi pa usong baby wipes na sa atin sa Pilipinas. Hindi pa usong baby wipes.
Grabe, ano?
Yeah. Although meron akong jungle training, yung mga basic training ko noon. So it helps. It's because, well, from civilian life, in transition to a military officer, kailangan yung bearing na yun eh. Kailangan, it is the guiding path mo para, okay, so ito ako ngayon. Tapos, when pag off-duty naman ako sa military, ito ako ngayon, okay. Kasi mahirap yung pagsamahin mo na, minsan, halimbawa, kausap tayo, di ba? I mean, I always have to remind myself, I'm talking to a civilian, I'm talking to a military officer, soldiers. Magkaiba yun eh. Iba yung approach na yun eh. So, maraming bagay, maraming aspeto na kailangan i-apply mo, not theoretically, it's a practical thing.
Wow. So, sir, ang term natin sa'yo ay combat medic.
I was a combat medic din sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
Nurse Corps. So nag-serve ako sa sa Afrescom, and then nag-serve din ako sa PSG. So, PSG, Philippine Security Group sa Malacanang.
Pumasok ka rin doon pala, no?
Yeah, nag-serve din ako doon. So, sa time ni President Aquino. And then also that was when during the state visit of Barack Obama. So we are detailed right there as a nurse corps, and you know, every time meron mga state leadership na magbi-visit sa Pilipinas, naka-detail kami.
Wow, talagang mabigat ang inyong responsibilidad, sir, bilang isang nurse corps. Hindi pala basta-basta ganun lang.
Yes.
Yeah, grabe. So, naalagaan nyo na yung mga sa community natin, naalagaan nyo pa yung mga officials natin sa government. Grabe.
Yeah, I mean, yun ang duty natin, yun ang calling natin.
So, sir, so, ang tanong ko lang, sir, dahil nasa from Philippines, nakarating ka ng US, ano ba sir yung qualification naman na pagiging combat medic dito sa US?
Medyo merong konting twist nun eh. Sa Pilipinas, sa nurse corps, combat medic ako. Kasi I choose combat medic is because ikaw yung nila, yun yung field nurse nila sa battlefield. So when I came to US, nag-iba naman yung istorya ko dito kasi although I was petitioned here sa US eh. So yeah, so when my wife learned that I'll be deploying to Zamboanga because nami-miss out ko yung mga YM namin na ganitong oras dapat, nawawala ako sa sarili ko dahil sa busy, di ba? So when she learned about that I mean, hindi na ako makapagsinungaling sa kanya na I'm working on my deployment sa Zamboanga. Almost. So, okay. Pwede ko punta ng US. So, in short, I came here to US and then andun talaga yung it took a while to process my papers. So, I was browsing on the net paano ako makakapag-join sa be part of the US servicemen. So, well, we're not getting any younger. So, masyado daw akong bata nung dumunti ako sa US. Kabaligtaran yun na. So, yun na. That's how I found out Texas State Guard sa 1st Battalion. So, recruiter called me. All right, so they processed my papers. So, that's how I get in sa Texas State Guard sa 2nd Brigade Medical Battalion. Now, so happened, marami rin palang Pilipino doon. I met a lot of Filipino officers because yung 1st Battalion composed of nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners, NASA doctor, nurse practitioners. So, yeah. And then the company commander reviewed my credential. Oh, meron ka palang prior service. Yes. Okay, you want to be a recruiter? Sabi ko, ano ba yung recruiter? So I took the job. Okay, ganoon naman tayo lagi. O sige, alam mo naman, kahit English Carabao tayo noon eh, 'di ba? Sige lang, sige. Pero okay, I took a lot of information loading. So you need to know the history of the organization. Then you have to be out in the public wearing the uniform during my drills. So a lot of encounters that they're asking about what is Texas State Guard, So yeah, kumbaga sa atin Texas State Guard noon is parang guerrilla eh. Diba? Mga lumabas sa mga Hapones ng araw. Pero dito kasi it was before Texas State Guard was a state militia then. So by the times go on, they changed the name as Texas State Guard for state defense.
Okay. Yeah. So yun ang tawag sa kanila ngayon.
Yeah. So naman ngayon, while working the hospital right here sa US is then I still continue to attend weekly drill, and then that's how I progress, and that's how I became. As we go progress through the years is marami tayong nagiging commitment, engagement, and achievement as well. So yun na mo. Kasi when you engage to something, andun yung commitment mo, di ba? So then yung passion to serve. So yung question po paano pumasok sa ganito. I mean, history itself is in all the states of there are 38 state defense force in the United States. I mean, Maryland has a defense force too. Well, you know, if you decided to go to the service, so I can help you. I can connect you with the recruiter in Maryland.
Pwede pa ba sa edad natin?
Oo naman, PM na lang kita.
Yun, sige. Gusto ko rin.
Dito, when I decided to join National Guard or U.S. Reserve, they said I was too young. What do you mean I was too young, sir? I mean, tapos sinabi nila, what do you mean? I was too young because I was 37 back then when I got here to US, to Texas. Oh, okay. my age qualification sila. Pero in a state defense force like Texas State Guard, I mean, we have a lot of prior service personnel from all major military service like Army, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Nananagrade sila. Of course, I mean, they always miss to serve, you know. So through Texas State Guard, they were able to continue their service. So we have a lot of engagement. I mean, we go, marami kaming activities like boat and training, during hurricane season, deploy kami. We have a ET and tracking network. Let's say Hurricane Katrina was, that's a turning point from Texas State Guard. Imagine, from Louisiana to Texas, from lower grounds, they need to go to higher grounds. And then to track them down. Imagine families were separated for almost 2 years. It's because they moved, they were relocated somewhere. So we have the system called EN network. So we track their movement, you know. And then I've been also a part of a lot of trainings for Texas State Guard. And right now, this is also the turning point for us, is because we're able to engage with a joint operation task force with a mission here at the border. Yeah. So going back to the question, mag-join in organization like this, I mean, you have to be a lawful citizen of the U.S., then clean background, no felony, no misdemeanor, and then and the most important thing is that yung passion mo to serve. I mean, sinasabi nilang we are a volunteer. Yeah, I mean, everyone was volunteer in World War II, but here, I mean, it's more volunteer. It's the passion on how you serve your countryman or your fellow Texan. It's because when the time calls, the governor or issued your orders, you have to go. It's a good thing that I was also working in a state level. My employer, I serve in in state level employer, so they know whenever I have to show them my military orders or movements. I mean, I'm good to go.
Wow, sir. So in that situation, sir, ano dapat ang maging attitude ng isang combat medic pagdating sa mga ganyang activities niyo?
Now, hindi, I mean, as I told you, may twist doon sa story ako from Pilipinas going to the US, no? So, to clarify that, I mean, I was commissioned here in Texas State Guard as a second lieutenant based on my credentials sa US, based on my education, and based also doon. Malaking factor yung ano ko rin, yung education syempre, tsaka yung ano natin, yung experience ko in the army sa Philippines. So ang twist is yeah, I have a training in combat field, so through SAGUS, okay, expert field medical badge, so I can perform my medical skills out in the field. I mean, if wala na talaga, if let's say, I mean, knock on wood na, okay, I mean, wala na in the field na, okay, we were let's say we were ambushed or something like that. But right now here in Texas, I'm doing a lot of administrative work. Okay, so yeah, so well, I'm the top 5 recruiter for Texas State Guard. That was, I mean, 2 years ago, prior COVID, and right now, I'm here at us when deployed the border. I mean, I'm a XO for our unit, so we have to overlook a lot of soldiers. We have to pay attention to their concerns. You know, we have to be on the lookout on the warfare. So we have to visit base camps. You know, to boost the morale of our soldiers out in the field. Just because, well, I mean, I don't know when's this, how long is going to be this mission, but as far as we know, on my end, you know, we have to take care of our troops out in the field.
Wow, Sir Francis, busy ka sa line of duty mo. No? So, sir, paano mo naman umpisahan yan, yung araw mo sa military life mo? Sa umaga, ano bang mga ginagawa mo?
That's a very good question. Okay, so if I am not deployed, okay, so I mean, on my regular job, I work Mondays to Fridays. Okay, so yeah, Monday to Fridays, ang regular time ko is 12 to 11. Yeah, yun ang routine ko. And then there during weekends naman, one drill weekend in a month, Saturday, so I have to go for a drill. And then there are times that I have to attend trainings, which is beside pa sa drills namin. I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, we have online training, we have actual training. So, I mean, maraming bagay. Let's say disaster day drill sa Texas A&M. So, I mean, we have to we serve as mentors for nursing graduate students. Okay, on how we can handle mass casualty care. And I mean, of course, because eventually it's, let's say, I mean, and then we have international participants like Germany and Poland as observers kung paano yung ginagawa natin preparation. Whether we admit it or not, I mean, good thing we don't have much tornado here in Texas, but we have a lot of hurricanes. We are busy during hurricane season, so yeah, I mean, it's a big factor yung ano yung personality mo sa ano mo sa pagiging officer, and then when you execute everything to the mission. Kasi, well, as a matter of fact, I've been a lot of deployments since I was here in Texas State Guard, since I joined them rather. Yeah. So hurricane, I was deployed. My first deployment right here was Hurricane Harvey. Okay. Hurricane Laura. Sa isang buwan, 3 hurricane yung magkasunod yan. Yeah. So I was away from my family for a week. No, a month. And then there is February winter storm. So yeah, so I was out for almost 1.5 months. And so far, this present mission I have being deployed here at the border. So I was away from my family since January. Di pa.
Tagal-tagal na.
Yeah, matagal pa.
Matagal pa, no? Sir Francis, ano ba yung combat medic ba sa Pilipinas o sa US, meron bang pinag-iba sa experience mo?
Oh, yeah. Kasi sa Pilipinas, I mean, ikaw yung inaasahan nila eh. Kasi we have more field deployments sa Pilipinas eh, medical mission, okay? So sa medical mission na yon. So maraming unit din sa Pilipinas na you have to perform out there to perform. Let's say sa medical mission namin sa ano ba wala sa Bataan ba yon? Bataan.
Mm-hmm.
Kailangan pulpa ka doon eh. Kasi whatever happens, I mean, kailangan on the go ka. Kailangan sharp ka sa out in the field. Kasi you never know who is watching you, you know. Alam mo naman maraming kaaway ang gobyerno natin. So when that uniform, either way, you like it or not. but we're trying to reach out to them, let them know that the government is there for you, you know. So we are doing more on the civil service,
Mhm.
civil affairs. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is a lot. It is a lot of activities out there. And then here dito sa US, ang konting twist doon is although I was commissioned as through my credentials, right? Now I'm focused more on administrative works. Yeah. So yeah. So we were able to let behind combat medic, but it's part of my experience. But in my training, na out in the field when I got this uniform, whatever happens, I mean, still have to perform that skill set. So mga emergency measures.
Mhm. So sir, kahit na nasa admin side ka na ngayon, nandun pa rin yung ano nyo, nare-deploy kayo sa mga areas, ganun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, kasi the logistics sides, yung term nila doon is J1, J4 shop, you know, J1 admin, we're doing admin job, logistic level, and whenever our troops needs assistance out in the field, so we have to execute it, you know. So marami ba ano ba yan? We have to provide them, link them, and to provide them services like chaplain or medical issue, family matters, of course. You know, we have to link it with our counterpart with the National Guard. So, is there an issue with our troops out in the field? Anong kailangan nila? Yeah. So, I mean, if there's a family issue, I mean, we have to know what's the reason, and then, okay, I mean, maybe you need some time break and then take care of some stuff with your family. Yun yung malaking adjustment sa atin kasi sa Pilipinas nasa field ako eh. Dito naman ngayon sa deployment ko, it's more on administrative matters. We are responsible for almost 300 soldiers out here in the field. Not more than because it's with the National Guard, of course, because National Guard, Texas State Guard is two different services. Because we have the Texas Military Department, we have Texas National Guard, we have Texas Air National Guard, and Texas State Guard. Yeah.
So iba pa yung National Guard.
Yes, National Guard, they usually perform federal duties.
Okay. So sir, sige sir, go ahead.
Ang Texas State Guard, I mean, we are worst case scenario if if all the National Guards were deployed, so we will be taking care of our own state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sir, yung ba yung role mo sa medics? Nagbabago ba ang role mo as a nurse in the field at ang role mo naman sa humanitarian situations? Nagbabago ba yun?
That's a very good question. It's because, well, out in the field we have our different roles. We have our taskings. Kasi pag kami meron naman kami mga nurse. So, well, right then and then, I mean, they will be responsible for that. So, I mean, my job as an admin is that we have to make sure everyone's being taken care of, you know, and we're doing a lot of paperwork. That's on the admin side, and of course, let's say I'm out in the field, I was deployed. Okay, meron tayo may tinatawag. Alam mo naman si ASM, maraming. That's my task. Okay, don't step on my toe, right? Yeah. So yeah, but I'm still trying. I'm still trying to execute emergency measures. Worst comes to worst, you know.
All right.
Halimbawa, merong may vehicle wreck, okay, and I mean, alam mo naman dito sa US, maraming Good Samaritans, you know. So, well, I mean, pag may naka-witness kang ganon, well, you have to help them, and that's how we execute yung pagiging nurse pa rin natin within the branch, within the scope of our practice.
Yun. So malinaw na sa atin yan. Ano? Magbabago pala yung role nyo pag nasa field at saka sa mga elementary activities niyan. So sir,
Yeah.
halimbawa, hindi ka ma-deploy, hindi ka makakasama dyan, ikaw ba, babayaran nila? May sweldo ka ba pag hindi ka pumunta dyan? O meron mga punishment? Paano ba yan?
Uh, I mean, in a state level, I mean, in Texas, okay, I'm not sure with other other state defense forces. So, sa training namin, we are paid, okay. There are three, when you attend special trainings,
Mm-hmm.
you got, okay. So, now here, being deployed out in the border, well, I am considered full-time employee for the state because
Okay.
we're on active orders.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we are on 24-hour active orders. So let's say, minsan natutulog ka, magaling ang phone mo. You have to pick it up because you never know. I mean, may emergency sa troops mo. Okay, so they will ask you guidance. Anong kailangan namin gawin? Anong kailangan namin execute na papers para kami we need to be legally on pass for emergency reasons. Yung mga ganung bagay ba?
Sir Francis, nagbabago palang routine mo pag nasa field ka.
Oh yeah. Kasi ngayon ang main task ko ngayon is more an admin S1 kung in term natin military term S1. So more on high level J1. It's because joint task force. So it's a larger scope.
Grabe, no? So hindi lang pala yung office ang nasikaso mo, pati yung mga troops mo na isa nagkakasakit sila, kasama rin yan sa role mo as a medic.
Yeah, we have our own medic out in the field, and then we have to coordinate. So, what's the status of this medic? So, we need to receive those reports. We need to issue those reports, and then we need to follow up the welfare of our troops out in the field. So, we have our own nurses out in the field. So, that's the thing I'm missing is because, well, I was trained out in the field. I was trained in the jungle, in the Philippine jungle, survival, and I'm here in Texas State Guards. I mean, it makes a lot of big differences because now, I mean, it's because you're reaching more to your troops out in the field. You're taking care of more of them. At the same time, of course, na-appreciate nila yun kasi yun ang malaking factor na nagbo-boost yung moral ng soldiers natin. There is somebody here with us out in the field that we got their back. We got their six. That's the military term that we got their six,
Yung pala yung term. Sir Francis, wala palang shifting dyan. Walang 6 to 2, walang 3 to 11 sa area mo ngayon. Anytime, pwede kang tawagan pala.
Yes, as an admin, yes. But if you are out in the field, meron silang shifting,
Okay.
So, yeah, may shifting sila. Pero admin, we are a team. We are in a team of squad. So I mean, we have our different taskings. So we work at days, and then some. Of course, our line should be open 24 hours, just in case nga may mangyari sa field sa mga.
Yan sir, may nakita akong isa sa mga image o picture na hawak-hawak mo yung bandera ng Pilipinas nung March 25, 2018 na kung hindi ako nagkakamali ay Bataan Death March, tama ba? Sir,
Yeah.
ano bang story behind that? Ng pagbitbit mo?
I mean, in every service member here sa US, they know Bataan. So, well, so, hey, you're a service member? Yeah. Have you heard Bataan? What in Bataan? Of course. How do you spell it? Bataan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bataan, oh.
Yeah, Bataan that March. So, I mean, it's a big deal to them. It's part of their histories because, well, share you with some history about Bataan. I mean, during World War II, most of the soldiers deployed sa Pilipinas noon is from New Mexico. So,
okay.
part of is another state of US. So, maraming casualties doon during World War II. So, I mean, they commemorate it every year with a 26.2 miles in the desert, sandpit. So when I heard about Bataan Death March from our company commander, previous company commander na Filipino, so hey, you want to join us Bataan Death March? So I Google it. It's because yeah, okay. I mean, it takes a lot of training. I mean, it is just not a march. It's because may mga it represents a major branch of service. So lahat sila nag-join sa Bataan Death March na yan. So I mean, history. I mean, history will remind of the past. Na I mean, nobody wants war, but it is to remind the U.S. service members and Filipino during World War II that we fought side by side. It's a really big thing to them. So yeah, I mean, I joined that Bataan Death March 2018. I was chosen to be a flag bearer, and then I asked my brother sa Pilipinas to send me those clothes, my uniform here dito sa US. So yeah, so they were surprised na, oh, okay. So I mean, sa Pilipinas kasi marami rin akong training yung sa DORA, Explosive Ordnance Reconnaissance Training, Search and Rescue, you know. So they were surprised to see my uniform then. And then of course when I'm a beret wearer. Excuse me. So when you wear those berets in a civil affairs, I mean, you have to go to special kind of training. And of course, that one is red. The color that I'm wearing, the beret in PSG is black. It's a big honor to be part of the Bataan Death Marches because you're representing. That's the biggest stage I had so far. I mean, I had to perform. I mean, because all eyes on you. I mean, during that time, we have the largest participant so far, which is 8,300.
Wow. Yeah. Dami.
Yes. And we have to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning para magandang parking spot. And then, of course, and then malamig kasi in New Mexico, it's a desert, you know. And ay naporme na kami, mayroon na akong may baon na kami pagkain kasi well we have to anticipate what's there, although we know we are packed and ready. So I mean, okay, all right, so yeah, I mean, when you wear the uniform, I'm representing the Philippines because I was chosen to be a flag bearer, you know. And then they played the Star Spangled Banner to start the program, and they played.
Ayun, sir, ano sir ang feeling nun at ikaw ang napili na magbitbit ng flag natin?
Tumatayo balahibo.
Grabe. Anong feeling nun, sir? Siyempre, proud na proud ka, di ba?
Hindi lang, kita mo yung reaction ko ngayon, naiyak na ako eh.
May tissue ka ba dyan?
Marami. Hindi kasi yung for once in my life na I was proud to be Filipino. At the same time, I'm sorry. I mentioned that my grandfather fought during World War II with U.S. servicemen. I mean, I really decided to go to give back to the community, to our country. It's because that's the least thing that I can do, you know. So, looking back to the history, imagine those casualties that they suffer, you know, in both sides. So some of them didn't make it, some of them yes, but kasi katatapos rin ng Memorial Day natin, di ba? So I mean, yung mga locals natin dito, lalo mga puti, they're so very patriotic. Hey, I saw in the movie the Great Raid, Filipino actor, right? Yeah. So I mean, and they mentioned about Bataan that March.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the reason too. I joined in the service, so that in the way, I mean, this is the least that I can do. So hindi man ako mapunta sa actual war in Afghanistan, but I'm just being grateful to the host countries of Texas and US na, well, I'm so glad I am so close to commemorate what happened long time ago.
Mhm.
So, tumitindig yung balahibo kung nung tinugtog nila yung national anthem.
Mhm. Grabe, no? Talaga
Yeah.
sa history natin, talagang napakayaman ng history natin.
Yeah, so every time may mga during actually it's a marathon. Then you can run, you can walk kasi may mga category, may light, heavy. So every time na maghawak ko yung flag, I mean, you imagine we started 4 and then we to be lined in the parade, and then nag-start kami ng 6 o'clock in the morning, and I finished 9 o'clock in the evening. So
Wow,
all throughout, yeah. So all throughout
haba-haba
that,
ang celebration.
yeah. So all throughout that march, I mean, I am waving our Philippine flag.
Wow.
Yeah. So tuwing dadaan ako, sinasalduhan din ng Amerikano yung flag natin.
Yeah, kasi hindi naman basta-basta talaga yung naranasan ng mga Pilipinong soldiers sa World War II. Tsaka talagang back to back yung Pilipino tsaka American sa paglaban sa mga Japanese noon.
Exactly. And then it was the first time also during when I participated in Bataan that march. I mean, it opens to the international countries also. They send their own troops, Germany, Poland, Switzerland. So yeah, kaya ang Bataan Death March dito sa US, every March yan. Ano yan, pinaghahandaan talaga nila yan. Yeah. So
March 25, specifically date na yon.
Yeah.
So talaga siya.
And then naputo lang nung COVID. And then the following year, I was supposed to go, but I mean, hindi umayon sa schedule ko sa regular job ko. So ngayon dumating naman yung COVID. So and then after COVID, yung nababa na yung restrictions. So ano naman yun, nag-virtual naman sila. So kaya I'm trying to maintain fit and healthy para pag nag-full open na uli ang Bataan Death March. I mean, I'm more than willing to do it again. Yeah, so I got my flag, I got my uniform. I will be there again to the big stage to represent our country. I mean,
so next year yan, Next year? Ako, sana makabisita kami dyan. March 25 pala yan, mapaghandaan din, sir.
Yeah.
Para ma-experience din namin, mga Pilipino na civilian, yung Death March dito sa US.
Yeah, I mean,
kasi yung feeling, kagaya mo, iba yung talagang feeling mo. So kami mga civilian, gusto rin namin ma-experience yan.
I mean, it is open to civilian also. I mean, you can do the half march. I mean, you can represent your group, mga ganung bagay ba. So sa akin lang, I was just so fortunate. I mean, I have my uniform. I mean, this is the time. I need to do this to represent my unit sa Pilipinas, at the same time, to wave our flag in the international community. Yeah, so sa pambihirang pagkakataon, hindi na natin pinakawalan yon. So well, I'm looking forward to be part of it in the future.
Ayun, sir. Baka namin yan. So, Sir Francis, so kanina nag-mention ka na may mga nursing graduates tayo na mini-mentor nyo. Sir, ano bang kwento niyan? Ano bang subject, anong course ang tinuturo nyo sa kanila?
I mean, may na-encounter naman ako mga Pilipino na nurse dito sa US na, of course, as a recruiter, sabi ko naman, I mean, do you want to partake in a military setting? Or sabi, ano bang meron dyan? Sabi, of course, I mean, out in the field, kasi marami kang matututunan, So, yeah. So, sa mga trainings namin, marami kasi, you can join, means, ano ta itong, yung Sagus Field Expert Field medical badge. I mean, mahirap na training kunin yun sa equivalent sa US Army. Kasi yung stretcher na merong ahas doon. So, I can perform as a combat medic. You know, worst case scenario. So I mean, out in the field, I mean, as long as I am well equipped with the training, go. And then during this mission also, I was gone for 7 days. So I participated in the on how to respond on medical bombings, on how to buy different kind of bombs, on how to respond, and how to evacuate people. And at the same time also, I mean, maraming trainings sa engagement eh. Yung CASEVAC, MEDEVAC, casualty evacuation, medical evacuation. So those were the things na kailangan na may mga involvement ako na ito kailangan ko to sa field na to. So dito sa unit namin meron kaming boat search and rescue. Meron din kaming dive team. Meron kaming medical team. Yeah. So I mean, I'm so glad I was able to be part of Texas State Guard is because I was able to reach through my community during hurricanes and disaster. So I mean, lalo nung winter storm, although part din kami ng nasiraan yung bahay kasi yung mga kalsada is nagyelo, no.
Yung first time na nangyari diyan in 30 years.
Oh yes. And then we were deployed in College Station na nag-unload kami ng mga million of waters, bottled waters at saka yung mga pack waters na ang shell life niya is 10 years. And then i-load naman namin yun sa sa Chinooks to deliver sa all parts of devastated areas na wala talagang tubig. So I mean, when you deployed, you never know what kung ano talagang mangyayari kasi although alam namin sa pod meron kaming pod eh. Ang term namin doon is POD, point of distribution. Magdi-distribute kami mga supplies or let's say water, yeah, during winter storm kasi mga outburst yung water pipes nila eh. So I mean, malaking bagay sa sa when you take that community service.
Oh, so matagal yun, Ilang weeks yun, sir? Ang term na yun?
I've been out during winter storm at least 1.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, ang takeaway lang natin doon is, I mean, yung fulfillment mo na nakapag-serve ka sa community mo. Yeah. So, I mean, we are glad that we are always prepared in Texas State Guard. I mean, we are trained to respond because it is as I said, we're doing this is a passion to serve. I mean, it is the least thing that we can do to our country.
So sir, aside dyan sa passion nyo, mag-join ka dyan, yan ba sir, pag-join namin dyan, halimbawa mag-join kami as a medic o military dyan, ano yung sir mga benefits na naka-ready na para sa amin?
Well, I can only speak for Texas State Guard, okay? So I will help you to link with the Maryland State Defense Force or National Guard, something like that. So as a Texas State Guard, I mean, of course, it is the privilege for you to wear the uniform. It's because wearing the uniform, Army uniform, is a no-no. No, may mga regulations sila dyan. It's the same thing sa Pilipinas. If you are not reserve or in the Army, you cannot just wear the uniform. Of course, yung privilege while serving let's say yung like winter storm, okay? So kakain kami sa restaurant, of course, nakaupo kami doon, and sabi nila, okay, magbabayad na kami ng bill. Sir, you don't have to worry. What do you mean you don't have to worry? Your bill has been paid. By who? Unanimous.
Wow.
Yeah,
Grabe, no?
bagay. Yeah. So yeah, uh, Texas or people here in the US, they're so appreciative of what we do. So I mean, you have military discounts. So sa akin kasi, I mean, you wearing my uniform is not just having the ID or you have the discount. At the end of the day, yung neighbor mo makikilala ka na, hey, that's a good friend. I mean, he's served in the army. He's for Texas State Guard. They know they feel safe. They feel that there is help, that there is hope at the end of the rainbow. Kasi my first deployment was during Hurricane Harvey. We were the first one in the ground. I'm telling you, I mean, they are dead. May mga patay na baka sa kalsada, baha, they have no food. So, I mean, yung pagkain namin na MRE, that's the thing we distribute to the locals. Walang ilaw, yung mga ganung bagay. Because when you deployed, doon mo makikilala yung sarili mo kasi you are living out of your comfort zone. I mean, I was just fortunate because I have prior experience sa Pilipinas, sa jungle and survival, But this is a different story for, let's say, like you, gusto mag-apply sa Texas State Guard. I mean, wala kang mga ganung experience. I'm more than willing to motivate you. Ganito ang dapat mong gawin. So, maraming bagay. Sa akin yung pinaka-takeaway ko, I was able to reach out to the community at saka nakapag-serve ako sa kanila. So, wearing my uniform is just, I'm representing the organization, and then yung trainings, yung kasi sa civilian life mo monotonous na yun Dito when you join in the branch of service marami kang trainings na na engagement. Yun nga yung pagiging sa Pilipinas explosive ordnance recon agent ako. Dito I was able to identify different kinds of explosive and actual explosion. Wow. So itong cup na to is 1 pound of na mixture of the explosive jam. I mean, don't underestimate it. It's because it could blow up my whole room. Ano pa kaya yung sa New York bombing, sa Boston bombing nung na component na weight nung bomba na yun, pinasabog yun. We're in the desert but we can still feel the impact, the vibration. Yung mga ganung bagay. So, yeah. At the same time, we are considered also first responders. Yeah, pag may mga hurricane, bigla kaming deployment. Maraming bagay. So, that's the thing. We work with the local communities. We train with FEMA, DHS, and the highlight of my career right now during my service is being deployed right here at the Texas-Mexico border for this mission, Operation Lone Star.
So sir, mahabang mission yan. Mga ilang months yan, sir?
Oh, it's a year, more than a year.
More than a year.
Yeah. So I've been out since January this year. Okay, and then my orders said until December 2022. But
hindi ba ma-extend?
Yeah, it will be extended. So I'm here for the duration of the mission. So in that way we can look after our troops, and at the same time, so it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that I would say that I was in active duty orders. So I mean, to protect the border.
Ayun, sir. Kung mayroon lang sir, tanong lang na kaiba, okay lang sa'yo?
Sure, go ahead.
Yung walk niyo ba, requirements yan?
Actually, no, sa Pilipinas, that's a good question. When I was working in the hospital sa civilian life ko, I mean before ako nagpunta dito sa Amerika, yung casual na buhok natin ng college, di ba?
Oo.
So when I joined when I swear in Joint Texas State Guard, ano to eh, skinhead yan. Skinhead.
Okay.
Naninibago ako. So ngayon, sabi ko, actually, you won't believe, ako na mismo gumugupit sa sarili ko eh. Kasi gusto ko yung,
Talaga?
gusto ko yung style eh. Halimbawa, okay, ganitong style ko. Next drill, ganito yung style ko. Next drill, gusto ko yung flat top. Mga ganung bagay. So, yeah, we have to maintain Army standards, grooming. It's because you are representing the whole organization. And at the same time, sabi mo nga, uy, laki ng katawan ka. Yeah, I have to say that physical physique is because as a master recruiter for Texas State Guard, sinasalamin mo yung buong organization. Yeah.
Di ba sir, requirements na magkaroon ng 6 packs? Hindi naman requirements.
Hindi naman. Yun ang hinahabol ko. Pero ang gusto nila, 1 pack eh. Mas sexy daw pag 1 pack.
1 pack, okay na.
Okay.
Sir, ikaw ba, may iba ko lang kasi mga military, pag nagja-jogging yan, mga 10 miles, 5 miles. Ikaw ba sir, tuloy-tuloy pa ang jogging mo? Mga ilang miles yan, nagagawa mo?
Kasi nung although sa Pilipinas may prior service na ako, no. So when I joined Texas State Guard, also I have to pass those requirements. So mag-push up ka, mag-crunching ka, sit-ups, and then you have to do the 2-mile run in less than 20 minutes. Yeah. So lalo ngayon active duty, required kami. We have to maintain to be physically fit is because naka-deployed ka eh. You never know what will happen, you know.
Tama. Kailangan yung stamina mo mataas.
Exactly. So minsan, halimbawa, katulad nito, when I woke up in the morning, magpo-push up ako niyan. So push up sa umaga. So para ma-maintain ko 'yun. That inhibits me to have an early breakfast. Sa Pilipinas, importante sa akin breakfast, pero dito na-skip ko na kasi hindi ka na makakaagad makakain pag tapos mo mag-crunching, di ba? So malaking ba? Mayroong pros and cons. You know.
Yan, Sir Francis, naalala ko lang sa Pilipinas, importante yung dentures ng mga military. Kailangan, requirements ba yun, sir, na magandang ngipin or what? Kailangan nakapasta yan bago ka pumasok yan. Naalala ko lang.
Sekreto, kaya naging top recruiter ako before COVID. Until now, yung magandang ngiti lang eh.
Yun. So, totoo yan, sir, na kailangan maayos ang dentures natin sa military?
Yes, unless you're joining the Air Force. Kasi ang ibang requirements sa Air Force eh. Yeah.
Okay. Yun, naalala ko lang na hindi lang lalaki, dapat magandang ngiti rin.
Hindi kasi ang tanong ko nga bakit bakit mahigpit ang requirements when you join the Air Force, kailangan kompleto ipin mo kasi pag meron kang impacted tooth, parang nagkakaroon ng bubbles daw dun eh. So yung ganung bagay ba. So I could say, I'm proud to be in the Army since I started my career. So Army guy talaga ako. Sa Pilipinas, Army Infantry, and then mechanized infantry. So kasi that's what I like in the service, in the Army, kasi marami kang trainings, marami kang options.
Naalala ko dati sa ROTC natin eh. Pinapagulong-gulong tayo pag nagkakamali, di ba?
Oh yeah,
parusa tayo. Diyan ba sa area mo, ganun din ginagawa nyo? Pag
I remember last time that we are conducting our drills. Okay, so naka-blindfold sila, no? Has something to do with the communication, you know. So naka-blindfold, nakadapa sila sa semento, tapos magsisigawan sila. You have to follow my boss, kaliwa kanan, di ba? So hindi kayo magkakabungguan. So yung sharp senses mo is being trained, siyempre, di ba? So sa ilan yung magsisigawan doon, mga 20, 30, tapos sabay-sabay nagsisigawan, hindi mo alam kung sino pakikinggan mo. O let's say, sabi natin you are crawling in the dark. In simulation, you're crawling in the dark, may sumasabog, sisigawan. In the middle of the chaos, di mo alam kung saan ka pupunta. Somebody's just guiding you with that voice. Yung boses mo lang pakikinggan ko. For me, for you to be on the safe side at the end of the road, di ba? So yung mga ganung bagay ba? Yeah.
So, magandang training yun, sir.
Yeah, marami. Maraming training, sky's the limit. So sabi nga ng supervisor ko sa regular job. I mean, how are you able to deal with your daily activities? I mean, when will you ever get tired? Maybe I get tired when I'm old and when my caffeine is ready.
Kasi nandun ang passion mo na to serve the humanities eh.
Kasi pag nakakaya na ng katawan mo yung active ka, hanap-hanapin mo yun eh. Di ba?
Mismo.
Kaya nga sabi ng asawa ko I'm not spending money for you to be dead. I'm spending money for you para makasama kita dito sa Amerika. Naiyak ako, oo nga no. Oo nga no. Sabi ko, tapos pinaliwanag ko sa kanya na so yeah, I mean it's an important factor din yung partner mo maintindihan niya kung ano rin yung goals mo sa buhay. So I asked her permission na okay lang ba magganito kasi I miss the training, I miss my uniform, and I miss to serve. Yun yung malaking factor dun eh. So yung una hindi niya ma-embrace yung military life ko, yung military care ko. Pero when we flew in the airplane, okay, pag meron akong vacation, okay, now we're priority boarding for military service members and the family. Hatakin ko siya. Hindi pa na boarding hatakin ko siya. Sabi ko, boarding na tayo. Pakita ko first priority boarding. At saka yun, nakalimutan ko yung nag-US citizen ako dito.
Paano?
It's another big stage for me na sabi sa akin na di ba pag nag-US citizen ka na, di ba? Pipila ka pakahaba, di ba? Gigising ka na maaga para makapasok. So at least it will take you 2 hours, di ba?
Mababa.
2 hours para sa inyo. Sabi sa akin, I'm a service member. I mean, wala naman sinabi sa akin. Okay. Tapos sinabi, may nag-guide, may sir, that is not your line. That is not your lane. You go right here, VIP. What do you mean VIP? So you don't have to be fall in line right here to make this is your lane, and then you can register right here. You can go to your seat.
Wow.
Sabi ng asawa ko, are you sure I'm going with you? Yes. I'm your husband. You're going with me kasi nauna siya sa akin naging US citizen eh. So sabi niya, okay. I was wearing my army dress blue uniform. So and then sabi nila, okay. Nung nagre-register na ako, sinusulat ng lalaki, what is your awards right there at your uniform? Sabi niya, okay, sinabi ko. Tapos nung magsiseremony na, formal ceremony, sabi ko, dami pala yun. Nasa 2,300 plus kami. And then, okay, yung judge, sabi ng judge, we will formally conduct our oath. And then, may I call upon Lieutenant Francis Gilbert Encilla, U.S. Army Texas State Guard, to lead the oath.
Nabigla ka.
Nabigla ako. Buti na lang, sanay ako sa impromptu.
Oo.
So yun, sabi ko, tatlo kami. Yung isa Navy, yung isa war veteran. Pero back and forth sa US at saka Mexico. So it took him a while to have his paperwork to be a citizen. So when I took my oath, hindi ako nagpahalatang nanginginig ako. Tsaka yung boses, siyempre, di ba? Yun, naka-record din yun. So malaking bagay kasi yun yung doon na feel ng asawa ko. Okay, iba yung hindi kasi ako nagkukwento sa kanya. Gusto ko yung yung makita niya. Iba yung nakikita mo, di ba?
Experience niya.
Tapos yung yung mga World War II veterans na ini-sponsor ng isang airline na magkaroon sila ng tour sa Washington DC. So when they get back, so we own it's a simulation that nag-tour sila ng finishing their tour and then welcome back home. So we honor them back. So we presenting awards based on their current service and current branches. So malaking bagay 'yon. So yeah, I mean, yung lahat ng activities na sinishare ko ngayon sa'yo, na lahat yun nasa Google, nasa www Commander Google. Well, in fact, yung picture na sinare ko sa'yo na Bataan Death March, i-share, kalimutan ko yung pangalan. USA Vet, makita ko doon. Naka-feature din ako doon.
Yes, sir. Hanapin namin yan.
So, malaking bagay na na naging part ako ng Texas State Guard because I was able to represent yung natin, yung country.
Yun, sir. Salute kami sa'yo. Grabe, ganda ng sharing natin, sir.
Yeah. So, yung question mo nga pala na paano sila mag-join. So, okay. There are 38 states in the United States na meron silang State Defense Force. They can go online. What are the requirements? The minimum requirements that you need to be a citizen or permanent resident, and then no clean record, and depende rin kung anong gusto mong unit na masalihan. I mean, kung meron kasi yan Army, Navy, yeah. So I mean, as I said, if you're interested, I can hook with you with a recruiter in Maryland State Defense Force, and then because we have our training them last time from Indiana, when we performed the medevac casevac on how to properly transport loading and offloading of these patients to the chopper.
Ayun, sir. Sir Francis, nako, marami na akong tanong sa'yo, Sir Francis. At paubos ng oras natin, busy-busy ka pa dyan. So, Sir Francis, ano naman, sir, ang advice mo sa mga Filipino nurses na nasa Pilipinas pa na gusto rin maging kagaya mo sa US military?
I mean, don't stop. Abi kanta ni Arnel Pineda na, Don't
stop dreaming.
Oh yeah. No. So just follow your dreams. I mean, it doesn't mean you fall the first time. I mean, when you fall the first time, that means to say, I mean, there's always room for improvement, So sige lang. Katulad nung meron akong sinare sa kanila na merong hiring from here to Texas sa agency sa Pilipinas. More than willing to share you that agency sa Pilipinas na nag-hire niyan sa US.
Okay lang ba i-share ko rin yan? Okay lang ba? Ma-share ko rin?
Yeah, i-forward ko sa'yo. Forward ko sa'yo.
Sige, sir.
Yeah. So, So, I mean lang, kailangan buo ang loob mo lang. Kasi, I mean, hindi man lang, I mean, I was able to achieve all my bucket list, my dreams. In college pa lang tayo, gusto ko na maging military nurse, diba? So, the achievement of my dream right now. So, I told my wife I can die peacefully because I was able to serve both countries right now, representing, I mean, sa Pilipinas at saka here in Texas State Guard. So, well, my bucket list complete. I mean, it doesn't mean kahit English Carabao ka lang, sige lang, maintindihan ka naman nila Kasi dito sa karamihan dito, mga second language nila is Spanish, Espanyol
Ayan, Sir Francis, pwede mo ba silang ibitahan sa ating Global Nurse TV, yung mga kaibigan din ng mga nurse dyan at rakista sa buong Pilipinas?
Oh yeah. I mean, unang-una sa lahat, thank you, mate.
Thank you din, sir.
Richard, sa oras. Although, alam natin, maraming beses na ito. Ilang beses itong na-postpone, pero finally,
Nakita rin tayo.
So, malaking bagay yung na-share natin experiences para sa kanila. Para kasi iba-ibang state, iba-ibang iba-ibang experience natin diyan
Tama. Lalo sa field natin, ikaw nasa military ka, kami nasa OR, ang iba nasa ICU, iba-iba. So iba-iba yung mga knowledge, experiences na ma-share natin sa ating mga kapwa nurses.
Yeah, it's because when I was offered in this position, I mean, kailangan kong isipin, I have to give up my state whiskey. Yung mga state whiskey is the MOS, diba? Yung combat medic nga.
Mm.
Okay, means because, well, you're leveling up. So you have to choose, you have to decide. So yun nga, maraming mga options. So
Options.
yeah. So I mean, shout out lang dyan yung kung kayo ay interested in the future to join State Defense Forces in kung ano man state, kung saan man state kayo. I mean, you can Google it, and then I mean, you can link up with me as some requirements. So I mean, as long as I mean, you have your driver's license, your social, it's because they have to run a clean background check. Then kasi hindi naman lahat alam kung ang alam kasi nila pagiging US Army, 'di ba, National Guard, mahirap na makapunta doon, no. So Texas State Guard, I mean, maraming bagay kang matututunan. Marami ka ring you will able to link up with a different lot of people. So because imagine, I mean, NASA doctor is our brigade commander, you know. So I mean, we have a state representatives who's part of it, who is also serving at the same time.